Hey there, Realty Brokers. This is Timothy King, your broker at Realty Brokers of Arkansas, and want to make a training video for you this morning on how to use AR County data and also how to use pages.org. AR County data is a way you can look up tax records in these counties here. So you know our main ones are Pulaski and Saline County. We might get into Faulkner up here at Conway, and right here, and we might get into Lone Oak once in a while over east of Sherwood area, east of the airport. And so we might get into that county. Otherwise, we're probably getting out of our sphere unless you just really have a knowledge of the area. So you'll notice Garland County, Hot Springs is not there. It's difficult to pull comps from Garland County, although it's gotten better. So this is how, let's go to Pulaski County and let's just pick out a house. I'm going to clear the form right here. So I've got home Pulaski County in search, and I'm in arcountydata.com. That needs to be a bookmark. You need to set up on your laptop or your computer that you use. You need to set up folders under your bookmarks here. And these folders, you know, like Realty Brokers of Arkansas, Realtor, these things, I have things set up such as Form Simplicity, Carmels, and Carmels includes some Fannie Mae, Coming Home Soon Marketing, Homekeeper, Home Snap, RPR. And so we'll talk about RPR another time. CMA and preparation, flood risk maps, you know, there's the county data. Now another one to this is going to be the, where am I? Act Data Scout. And if you cannot find it here, then you can look in actdatascout.com, AR County Data, and then Act Data Scout. So those are the two areas in this area that you can look at. If you can't find it here in the tax records, more than likely you can find it here in Act Data Scout. And that takes you into these other counties such as Garland County and getting further out of the central part of the state. So those are two places you need to bookmark. This one requires setting up a username and password. It's free. By the way, this one is free. It's got $19.99 a month on there, but you don't need that. You just go to arcountydata.com, start using it. You don't have to pay for either one of these services or pages. None of these are pay. They can be if you're an appraiser and you want to get deeper, but for our purposes, just using pages.org, AR County data, and Act Data Scout. So let's just throw something in there. Let's go to 100 Main, and I'm just going to put in 100 Main in search. It's in Pulaski County. So there's a 1000 West, 1006. Look at there. There's a 100. So it brings up some options here. 100 Main is in North Little Rock. I'm surprised there's not a 100 Main in Little Rock on the other side of the river. But let's just pick out the North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce. It comes up, and with this, you see it's in Argenta subdivision, the section township and range. Total acres, they got .017, although I found lots of mistakes with that. Just beware. It's got, you know, it's a tax exempt. So these are things that are put into the AR County data. You can get more information here. On the MLS, a lot of times it'll ask for the square feet. You can either multiply 0.17 times 43,560, which is the square foot of an acre of land. So 1 acre is 43,560. And if you do that, then you can also, or you can come here on the county data. It'll go ahead and calculate that for you. Let me just make sure that's right. 7405 times 43,560 is, oh, I didn't even do that right. Yep, there we go. 43,560. It's 7405.2, and they leave off the .2. You can tell here on sales history. A lot of times there's a list here. Someone paid about $300,000 for it in 2003. What a bargain! That's a bargain right there. And North Little Rock Chamber of Commerce is the building occupying that land. So that is how you use that. Now there's something more to this. When you look down here at book, page, and deed, I'm still on this main page here, AR County Data, and I look at book, page, and deed. Now, what you're looking at there is it's telling you if you want more information on this transaction, this one right here, then go to the county courts. So let's do that. Let me see here. Here we go. Oh, I know it's right here. Courthouse records, duh, big dummy. So you need a folder here, courthouse records, and you can go to AOC Connect, caseinfo.arcourts.gov, and look up if you have a client, yourself, a friend that you're wanting to look up the county. If they've been in court for any reason, you can go there. Pulaski County Clerk. Now this is where you can go to the book, page, and deed. So right here, book, page, and deed. You can go to Pulaski County Clerk, which is pulaskiclerk.com, and you can go here to real estate records. Have to accept the disclosure, and I'm going to do a new search just to make sure I don't have anything carrying over. And I'm going to go to book and page right here, and so it says what? Let's see if it comes up. Book 3, and where is it? Book 3, and then that's what? 088. Was that 796? Is that what that was? 946. 946. And you have to go over here to search. It says nothing found. This is a little quirky site. It's a bit quirky. Let me go back to, I know there's a new search menu. So book 3, page that. A lot of times I have to go up here to this instrument type. Want to know deed and assessor documents, foreclosure documents, release documents. I want to know all those things. And let's see if we get a search now. Nope, looks like that we don't still. But you can keep playing with this and come up with somebody on a house or something, but this is how you go find things. And sometimes you may have to, sometimes this is all that way. Let's try it now. And this is a way to look up if someone's been, you can check out your client. If you have a doubt about a client you don't know about that lives, do you think lives in Pulaski County? Here's one way, Pulaski County Clerk, that you can look up in Central Arkansas, the Pulaski County Clerk. Now we hit payday here. So in association with 100 Main in North Little Rock, these are the things coming up, and you'll see plats, bill of assurance, these things. If you see an image over here, it says image. If you see an image, then you're going to be able to look up an actual deed, an actual document, because what you're looking for is, see, nothing there on that. And so but for instance, you can click that. like that plat, and a lot of times image on file, it'll say yes. You can click that and it'll show you a picture of the actual deed. If not, you may have to go to the Pulaski County Courthouse. So enough of that on the county clerk. I just wanted to demonstrate this book, page, and deed that's on the AR County data. So this is where you're going to, when you're filling out a listing agreement or a real estate contract, we have got to have legally, you will show that you're a professional. If you will go ahead and put in the address of the property address, 100 Main Street, North Little Rock, 722. And then you'll put in total acres, 0.17, more or less. We don't know that it's exact, so we're going to say plus or minus, more or less. And then you're going to go ahead and put in SEC 35, TWP 2N, RNG 12 West in Argenta Subdivision, Pulaski County, Arkansas. If you do those things, then in a court of law or appraiser or anybody will know, number one, we're in Pulaski County. The subdivision to look for is Argenta. And then we can also narrow it down by 35 2N 12 West. And if we have any, if we can't figure that out, we have the address. Drive over there and look at it. But for real estate agents and realty, just the address doesn't suffice. A lot of times that address will not show, let's say on a house, that there is a lien or a mortgage on that property. Sometimes 101 Main is the dominant address. So what you do is you put in all these other parameters and the address of the property. I have had multiple times where I had to go do a general addendum to change the address to the address next door, because they may have had just the way it worked out. They have a mortgage. They did a second financing or something, and for some reason the bank chose the address next door, which is property they own, by the way, and put the first mortgage on all that and tag the house on to a second mortgage, but they took additional land. So instead of just having a mortgage on the house, there's a house in 2 acres, there's another 5 acres next door that these people own. And the bank, if they want to refinance or get a bigger loan or whatever, they, we'll give you a loan, but we're going to also tag on that 5 acres. And so sometimes the address isn't as reliable as you think, because they may put the mortgage under the address that would be actually next door. So I've had that happen. Doesn't make sense to me, but I'm just saying this address isn't always written in stone either with real estate contracts. But for beginning, we're going to put this down. We're going to put down the approximate total acres. We're going to maybe put a description that says a house with 2-car garage with approximately 0.17 acres, comma, or semicolon, either way, or a different line. Section, township, range, lot and block. Usually there's something there, but not in this case. In subdivisions, you'll see where the lot could be 22, lot 22. Subdivision, Argenta, do not put in the legal description and exclusive right to sell agreements and stuff. So that's that. Let's flip over to pages.org. I want to talk about that. And this Act Data Scout works in similar fashion. It just works in other parts of the state. You're licensed, by the way, to sell real estate anywhere in the state of Arkansas. However, I strongly discourage you from trying to get out in other parts of the state where you don't live. You don't live there. You don't work there. You really don't know what's going on. Not really. You really don't know what's going on the streets up in, let's say, northeast corner of the state or the northwest corner of the state, or you get my drift. Texarkana, Arkansas. Someone says, hey, I want to list my home in Texarkana. We can do that. But you better really do your research. And of course, you know that Carmel's, what we use here in Central Arkansas, doesn't go everywhere in the state. It's not everywhere. So there are other MLSs in the state. Just be aware of that. So I really recommend that you stay in the area where you know where it is, which is right here. All you got to do is go to Starbucks, go to Walmart, go anywhere, start talking to people, handing out your cards. And hey, do you know anybody, you or anybody looking to buy or sell real estate? Do you live in an apartment? Let's get together and start looking at how to help you buy a home where it's yours instead of an apartment where you're just throwing that money away each month. Pages.org is a way to look up FEMA flood maps, which is something you should always check out. I'm going to go here to online mapping right here. See where I'm at up here? Click. And it's going to come up, and there's different online mapping. So one of those is the flood map. The stormwater is the sewer. Now sewer will, if you want to know where the city limits are, go here, because the sewer will not go past city limits. City of Little Rock says, no way in the city of Little Rock will sewer transgress past a city limits line. You can't go 100 feet out of the city limits. If there's sewer, then they will annex you into the city. And so city limits. So there are other mappings you can play with, but I just wanted to introduce you to this. One is the flood map, which will show you the FEMA flood maps for Pulaski County. Pulaski County only. And so let's just zoom in with our mouse. You can see where the city limits is, and this right here you can start seeing where there are flood maps. So there's East Pinnacle Road. Here's the Arkansas River. You can see how that kind of comes in. Look here at Taylor Loop. This comes in. There's LaMarche right there. Taylor Loop Road right here. This is Highway 10. Cantrell Road right here. You see how that works. And so it's saying that the Arkansas River could potentially flood this area. This is in a flood zone. Arkansas River back up much? Yeah, it's going to back all the way back up into here. You see where it gets smaller and smaller. But that's a major stream. And here's another one here. So this gives you an idea on FEMA flood maps. So as you look at that, I know that over in the ranch, when the Arkansas River was flooding this spring, then there's that. Look at this FEMA flood map. This is Ferncliff Road. Our office is here at Garrison and Barrett Road, and there is a potential for flooding along that Little Maumelle River right there. That Little Maumelle River. I own actually 11 acres where this Little Maumelle River begins up off of Brush Mountain Trail, and which is quite fascinating. It's just a creek where I'm at, but it comes all the way down through here and then to the Arkansas River, to the backwaters of the Arkansas River. The river is up here, and you see this is a major creek that runs through this Nowlin Creek and stuff here. This is how you do that, and you can look up properties and see if there any part of the house or property you're looking to sell is in the flood zone. So look here, this Connie Lane right here, Commentary. Look how close Commentary and Chenal. They're just barely, in fact, the backyards of some of these homes on Commentary are in the floodplain. See how it touches? And so, see, it gets around that house right there on Commentary. Then they got to buy flood insurance. Trust me, they're paying extra money right here. Not that they have any water, but there's the potential for a flood. This is Ferndale Cutoff right here. And there's flood potential there. That's pages.org. There's other online mapping things that you can use. So those are those things I just wanted to run by you today, and I hope this helps out. Talk to you later. And by the way, you're all champions.